Hi everyone. It's almost one half past one here in Doha. It's a Thursday. I am inside the sixth floor of the hotel room. Yeah, I asked for a higher floor to see the beautiful skyline and the city here in Doha, the capital city of the peninsula, Qatar. So I've been to Qatar multiple times as a transit passenger on my way to several countries in Europe as well as in Africa, including Seychelles. But I never gone out of the terminal. So I've never considered as Qatar back then as a nation that I visited because I just stayed in the terminal. I don't consider uh, I don't count a nation that I was there only for a brief time to transit or to connect as I've been there. Um, no, my style is that I will say that I've been to that country if I left the terminal and explore the city, the country for at least 3 to 4 days. That's what I'm doing now. I'll be here in Qatar for 6 days. I arrived yesterday. It was a long haul journey. It's a direct flight from San Francisco. It took about 16 hours. And blessing these guys, I was in a fasted state, and I was able to sleep. Okay, I'm sleeping when I'm fasting. Right, yeah. So, but upon arriving here at the hotel, I could not sleep because of the massive time difference. Actually, I just took a nap, about 3 hour nap, quite long, just now. That's why I decided to stay in the room, and I'm not leaving. And tomorrow I'll start my exploration. I'm catching up today. Yeah, this is blessing these guys. There's an AC. It's a big, large, massive room with two beds. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Right, this is great. As a matter of fact, I love it. We get long straight. Okay, with two big bed, two twin beds, and sorry for the mess. So that's how messy am I when I'm in a hotel. All right. Anyway, so the current temperature right now is 113. Okay, really baking, piping hot. So like what I said, blessing these guys, there is an AC in the room. Yeah, but once in a while I turn it off. It's the cool air, the cool vibe stays as long as this glass door is closed. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to talk about where I'm at. So I pretty much know, geographically speaking, where I'm located. Okay, closely and farther out. Okay, so I mapped out and made a plan for starting tomorrow's exploration. I plan to do it by foot for the time being, and then take the public bus. There is a great transportation here. I'm not driving. I'm going to take buses. But tomorrow it's all about walking. All right. Like what I said, the temperature outside, I just checked the weather, it's 113. It's really piping hot. So 113, so I've been to 115. Back home in Los Banos in Merced County, 3 years ago, it was the hottest temperature. That's why I'm used to the heat, but this one is 2 degrees lower. But in Los Banos, it doesn't linger like this. Last night it was 100. I arrived from the airport from taxi cab, so we passed by that road, and upon getting off the taxi cab, it was 100 degrees Fahrenheit still, and that was 8 in the evening, almost 8:30, and it lingers. That's why you don't see a lot of people walking. Once in a while you see there's one. There's another one, but not a whole lot. Mostly are in their vehicles. Right. Okay. What I'm gonna do is talk about where I'm exactly at, close and far, and let me open the windows. I am ready to feel the heat wave, the desert heat wave. Oops, it should be pull and push. Oh wow, kind of like I just opened the baking oven. Right, you can feel it. There's a wind, hot wind. All right, so first let's see what we have. So I see this, using my finger. This, it looks like these are residences, apartments, flats, and offices. See, there's a lot of satellite dish outside, telecommunication. I'm assuming it's residential. And there you go. So there's a glaza. It's kind of dusty, that's why it's kind of fuzzy. And then here we have, this is the right, like what I said, I'm in the 6th floor, and see that sign, visit Qatar. Let me zoom it in. So there you go, visit Qatar. Right, visit Qatar. Yeah, visitqatar.com. So that's a good website. Okay, that's where I go to when I was planning this trip. Okay, let us zoom it out. All right, to see more places far up. All right, so here, yeah, parking lot. Okay, so I'm right here in a nice hotel here, in the city. Doha is the capital city of Peninsula Qatar, like what I said. So let's start first with the body of water. Okay, let's skip the glasses. Once in a while, I'm gonna go with glasses because this is how far I can open it. Right. So that body of water is the Persian Gulf or the Arabian Gulf. I'm using my finger to point, and that's huge. All right. So let's get some directions here. My finger is pointing to my right, so this is the eastern part, and that's west, and that is north, and that is south. East, west, northern, and south. It may not be very precise, but more or less. Prior to this, I went to Google Map and look at myself, did a little bit of geography. I love geography. I think that's the reason why I love traveling, right? Okay, first let's go closer. These are some of the attractions that I'm going to start exploring tomorrow by foot. See that building, the white building with an arched black door or gate? That's one of the museums. There's many museums here in Doha, and I will point another one after this building. So that's a museum, and one of the museums, and that tall building, squarish in shape, tall building with a flag, with a waving flag, and that's, I couldn't think it was that. I could not locate. I could not see that from the Google Map, but I'm assuming that could be part of the museum. So, but also my assumption it could be a government building because there is a flag, a waving flag. All right. Okay. So, fronting those that building is the main coastal road. Oops, I get no battery. Main coastal road, the Al Corniche road. That's where I pass. The airport is towards way past by that tower, right? So next to the tower, okay, let's go to another museum. See the tower? So in front of the tower is the Qatar Islamic Museum. It's one of the museums that is not to miss because it's very iconic. And then let's go back. That's the a museum, the one with the flag waving. I'm not sure what's that. It could be a continuation. And the tower in front is a Qatar Islamic Museum. Like what I said, iconic, not to miss when you visit Qatar. I'll take time to go and explore the museum. And further to the right of that museum, see those pink buildings? In that area is the old fort. Very historic. It's walkable as well. It's about a kilometer and a half from here. Walking the middle of the piping hot sun is the old fort. Old fort is very historic. Okay, it's a military fort that was converted. That's now converted into a museum, and that was built after the Ottomans left Dubai. Or not Dubai, Qatar. All right. We're gonna get to Dubai later because I'm going to talk about the other countries that's nearby. So see those skyscraper. That's a skyline, and it's very pretty at night because they're all lighted. I don't figure out which is the tallest buildings here, right? I've never searched that yet, but I would. So, but it looks like that triangular building is the tallest so far. All right, so. I get a little battery. Hopefully I'm able to finish this vlog. Alright, so let's go to further places. So like what I said, we have the east, west, north, and the south. Passing the Persian Gulf, ordering Gulf is across is Iran, the country Iran. And then you have other nations in Central Asia like Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Albania, Kyrgyzstan. I was in Kazakhstan last March during the spring break. So that's in the eastern part. Right now, right off north on this side, okay, of course, not behind this building. It's like 5 minutes drive, right? And also those building that's still Qatar. Is Kuwait? Is Kuwait as Bahrain and Kuwait? That's okay. After. So it's still separated by the Persian Gulf. So Bahrain and Kuwait. Right, so let's go to the side. So on the western part, is Saudi Arabia. Again, it's not this area, right? Of course, there's a land border between Qatar and Saudi Arabia. That's where Qatar is coming from as a peninsula. There's a land border. Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and then south of Saudi Arabia is Libya. Is that Libya? Libya and Oman. Okay, Libya and Oman. Pretty sure it's Libya, not Yemen. Right, Libya and Oman. Yeah, and then if it's not Libya, it's Oman, meaning it's Yemen. Well, it's one or the other. Okay, but Oman is definitely Oman has a land border, okay, with Saudi Arabia, and then on the southeastern part of this country, Qatar, is the UAE. UAE has no land border, okay, with Qatar. If you're coming from UAE, you have to cross Oman, go to Saudi, and then cross the border on the western part, on the western part of Qatar to get to Qatar from Saudi Arabia. And then going back up north, you got, like what I said, Bahrain, Kuwait, and then we have what else? We have Turkey, Georgia, all the Caucasus, Armenia, Azerbaijan. I've been to Turkey and Armenia, okay, before. And then you have the eastern part of Europe. You got North Macedonia, Albania. I've been to Macedonia and Albania. Then you have Greece, and then all up northern part you got Western Europe up to the Atlantic Ocean. Right? Now it's getting complicated. Alright, back to this side. So I like what I said. You got all the Central Asia. We have the Iran, the Central Asia. Yeah, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, you got India, Sri Lanka, and then you get the Southeast Asia, all right? And in Southeast Asia part. So now it's getting farther, getting more complicated. So let's make life simpler. So back to this side, and then after Saudi Arabia, okay, there's a border between Oman and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, we have the Red Sea, and then down south of the Red Sea continues as the Aden Sea, and then crossing the Aden Sea from Saudi Arabia. Now we're talking about Djibouti, and then that's already the Horn of Africa. That includes Somalia, Ethiopia. I was in Ethiopia last July. Beautiful country where you can find the remains of Lucy. Alright, that's where you can see that. Anyway, so now it's getting more complicated. Let's make it simpler. Once again, I'm right here in the 6th floor of the bill of my hotel. The hotel I'm staying. And by the way, before I forget, so walking distance from here is also a souk, which I'm going to explore. A souk is a very traditional historical market in an Arabian country. So there's a souk in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, of course here in Qatar. And they're closed now. They're open at 3 p.m. So it's best to go there when the temperature is cooler or not time. So they open at 3:30 once again. Tomorrow is Friday, so many of the establishment will be closed for the prayers at noon. Okay. Once again, that's the museum, the Islamic Museum, the fort, okay, a little bit far, okay, behind to the right of that square building. Next to that square building is a tower, so that's the Islamic Museum, the fort, and then there is a harbor there, and the souk is close to that building with flag. You have to go that direction. I already figured it out. By the way, so that structure, which it's kind of like an inverted teardrop, it looks like that Corniguma is an island. All right, it's a beach island. By the way, not to forget, so there's also a pearl monument close to the souk, which is close to that building with the Qatari flag, which is the Pearl Monument. The Pearl Monument I searched because formerly pearl was the main industry here in Qatar, but after the Japanese pearl formation started booming, then the Japanese pearl formation factories took over. But pearl, aside from oil, is still manufactured here in Qatar, but oil is the primary reserve. Qatar has more oil than UAE, but UAE has more. They're gaining a lot in tourism as compared to Qatar, but Qatar is catching up. As a matter of fact, Qatar has an artificial island. The name of the artificial island is the Pearl. The Pearl is close to those high-rise buildings. So, like in UAE, there is an artificial island as well. Okay, I've been to UAE in Dubai. I think that was in 2019 before the pandemic. It was in November. Right, so Qatar has their own as well. They have their artificial island called the Pearl. And this is also, not forget, they became famous in tourism, more famous because of the 2022 World Cup. Last night, while I was riding on a taxi cab, I saw one of the emblems of the World Cup. Okay, I'm gonna check it out during my walking explorations starting tomorrow in the middle of the baking, piping hot weather. which I love. I'm used to this kind of. I even love it when it's snowing. But anyway, so my hands are shaking, so I think I need to end this vlog. It's 20 minutes now. Hopefully I am making sense. So I did a bit of research and I find out so that I'm pretty sure it's either Libya or Yemen. Again, it's either Libya or Yemen, which is in the south of Saudi Arabia, but Oman is definitely so. It's definitely the south of Saudi. Okay. Anyway, so I'm right here in the 6th floor of the building. Like was said, it's my first full day. I'm staying low key. I am in fasting. I am done with my fasting. The longest fast I had 51 hours. Anyway, here we go. Last look. Okay, that's the Persian Gulf. Am I forgetting anything? Not that I know of. Once again, you got to this to the right is Azerbaijan. To the right is Iran and all the Central Asian country, and then you have the Southeast Asia. So the north you got the Kuwait and Bahrain and Kuwait, and then you got the Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and then you got the Eastern Europe, Macedonia, North Macedonia now, you got Greece, Albania, and then you have the Western Europe and all those European nations. And then to the right is Saudi Arabia, and then the Red Sea, the Aden Sea, and then crossing the Aden Sea, Sea of Aden, is Djibouti, and that's already the Horn of Africa. Then you have the Indian Ocean, all the Mauritius, Seychelles, etc. Okay, I'm heading off to Africa right after Qatar. I am flying to Johannesburg, and then to Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, and then to Malawi. Right, once again, traveling is not arriving to your destination. It is looking at the world in a different perspective. Keep a smile, and the world will smile at you. Cheers. Be safe. Bye from Qatar.